to Canangra National Park. It's been great driving through a bit of snow. Having a look at the lookout. Andy's behaving himself. James is driving too fast. The world's good. We're having a great day.
Sunday of our weekend trip through Abercrombie National Park, leading a trip of 5 cars. Tonight, or last night we stayed out at the Glen. Looking forward to the rest of today, going through Brass Walls, Fire Trail, through the Sink and the beach camping areas.
Hi, we just stopped here for morning tea. It's called The Beach, which customary morning tea stop after camping at the Glen last night, which was a great evening around the campfire.
I haven't done Abercrombie before, and I've been out to Lithgow quite a few times, but I was quite happy to do it, especially with snow on the side of the road. Sorry, Andrew. But no, it's been really good with the TLCC members. I had a really enjoyable weekend.
I had a fantastic time. It was the very first time for me to go to Abercrombie National Park.
1.5 days out in the Abercrombie National Park, seeing the most beautiful sights, a lot of wildlife, a top-class weekend. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, everyone. Get onto the tracks. Just do it. It's awesome.
to Canangra National Park. It's been great driving through a bit of snow. Having a look at the lookout. Andy's behaving himself. James is driving too fast. The world's good, we're having a great day.
Sunday of our weekend trip through Abercrombie National Park, leading a trip of 5 cars. Tonight, or last night we stayed out at the Glen. Looking forward to the rest of today, going through Brass Walls, Fire Trail, through the Sink and the beach camping areas.
Hi, we've just stopped here for morning tea. It's called The Beach, which customary morning tea stop after camping at the Glen last night, which was a great evening around the campfire.
I haven't done Abercrombie before, and I've been out to Lithgow quite a few times, but I was quite happy to do it, especially with snow on the side of the road. Sorry, Andrew. But no, it's been really good with the TLCC members. I had a really enjoyable weekend.
I had a fantastic time. It was the very first time for me to go to Abercrombie National Park.
1.5 days out in the Abercrombie National Park, seeing the most beautiful sights, a lot of wildlife, a top class weekend. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, everyone. Get onto the tracks, just do it. It's awesome.
could please take a seat. Rob Alexander, take a seat. Okay, I declare the meeting open. Good evening, members and guests. Welcome to the October General Meeting of the Total Land Cruiser Club of Australia. I'm Andrew Boyd, the TLCC President. On my left is our Club Secretary, Colin Morby. On my far left is our Vice President, Greg Norris. And on my right is our Club Treasurer, Mark Willock. Is there any new members here tonight? Please put up your hand. No, we've had a lot join in the last month, which I'll tell you about in a minute. This general meeting is being live streamed to the TLCC YouTube channel. Please go to our YouTube channel page or obviously the social media account and you'll see a link to tonight's meeting. The meeting's a little bit different tonight with interactive and chat. Richard has basically, you'll see a QR code pop up on the screen. Okay, you scan that QR code, it opens a chat window, okay, and you'll be able to ask a question in front to the meeting, and those questions will be facilitated by Raki. So, as I said, QR code, scan it, ask a question, and we'll do our best to answer it. Yeah, we do encourage interaction and chats on the live stream. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Present is as per the attendance book. Apologies I have is Alan Kidd and Debbie and Mark Oliver. Are there any other apologies? John and Jenny Twine. John Kenny. The minutes from the previous committee meeting held on Monday, the 2nd of September 2024 have been posted at the back of the hall. Are there any issues, points need raising in those minutes? No? Can I please have a mover and a seconder to approve those minutes? Gary Cooper, Cole Richards. Announcements by the President. Club's 55th anniversary celebration will take place at Willaglen on Saturday the 2nd of November. Bookings are open. It would be great to see many members there to celebrate this milestone. Look through the club memorabilia, catch up with old friends and meet some new ones. Preparation is underway with caterers, DJs booked, a celebration cake, some trivia, plans for afternoon, evening activities. The club is providing transport to and from Goulburn for those people who do not wish to camp at the property. So there is a bus. It has a limited number of 28 seats. So if you feel like you don't want to camp at the property, that you want to stay in Goulburn, okay, there will be a service to and from Willowglen to get you there safely from a local bus company which is actually based in Tarago. And for those staying at Willowglen from Friday, we are planning a casual get-together on the Friday evening over a pub dinner at the Loaded Dog Hotel at Tarago. Please advise if you're keen to join. Currently, as of today, we have around 70 people booked. So it's ticking along nicely at the moment. But I encourage anyone who hasn't booked to book. It's going to be a great night. Straight after the 55th, we have the November General Meeting. It will not be at this venue. It will be at ARB Thornlea, courtesy of Nick Manell, a long-standing supporter of the club. Jimmy Porter, store manager, will be our host for the evening, and the store will be open for browsing and buying prior to the meeting. The address is 15 Sefton Road, Thornlea. Rough details are as follows. Gather from 6:15. Meeting starts at 7:30. Store open with special show pricing exclusive for members. Sausage Sizzle and Supper. Red Arc will be there, guest speaker with demonstrations. Zetifi Smart Antennas, they're going to be there doing a talk as well. There'll be a walk around of a fully ARB accessorised 300 series, lucky door prizes, but you must bring your own chair. Other upcoming events is obviously Halloween at Coolandilee on Saturday the 26th of October, Christmas at Coolandilee on Saturday the 23rd of November, the Christmas party at Revesby Workers Club on Saturday the 14th of December. Bookings for all of these are on the website. The Toyota Land Cruiser Club of Australia Victorian branch will be hosting the national gathering in 2025 at the Mansfield Showgrounds. This is a great opportunity to see more of the beautiful Victorian high country with organised drives included. The dates for this are the 31st of March 2025 to the 5th of April. Peter Williams is here tonight. You can touch base with Peter if you've booked or you're interested in attending, and Peter should be able to assist. There's basically a thank you. As a lot of members will probably be aware, the club obviously loans the property out that we call Willow Glen to the various services, and one of them is the RFS. They have sent a nice letter for the use of Willow Glen over a weekend in September. They had over 20 personnel and 6 vehicles attending for the purpose of a joint training exercise with local RFS brigades. As members, you may know, we have allowed community services such as the police and RFS to use the property from time to time. We recognise the important role such services play in the community and happy to support where we can. Thanks. I'll now pass over to Greg, Vice President's report.
Thanks, Andrew. I'm just going to change microphones. Hi, everybody. Tonight's guest speaker is from Market Direct. We're lucky enough to have Steve Zammit, who is pretty much the advocate's advocate for that company. He's going to tell you a great story about an Australian company that saw an opportunity in the camper trailer caravan market and knew what customers were after and set about giving it to them. So Steve, come up and tell us more about Market Direct.
I'm not going to fiddle with that. Okay, hi everyone. I'm Steve Zammit and my position with MDC is customer advocate. So basically the job role is as an advocate for our customers, and what that means, the sole KPI is to ensure that every customer that deals with MDC and every transaction, the Australian consumer rights of the customer are looked after. They're never ever not looked after in terms of what they are entitled to under Australian consumer law. So what that means is ensuring our staff are trained and they look after the customer at point of sale. They understand the information that they must give to the customer and the questions they've got to ask, which is important when you're selling a 19-foot off-road caravan that weighs just under 3 tonne at tear weight with an ATM of 3,500 kilos. You just don't want to hand over a set of keys to that to anyone that rolls in without knowing what they tow it with. And they may walk in and say, oh, I've got a Y62 or I've got a 300 series. Then you walk outside and they've got $50,000 worth of ARB metal on it, and all of a sudden, no, you can't tow it. So it's important for that. I also write the owner manuals and a lot of documents for customers to learn how to set up their towing combinations, that sort of thing. If a customer has a warranty claim, and for whatever reason, if the warranty claim's rejected because it's misuse or whatever, they do have the opportunity to escalate it to me to have someone else adjudicate, just to make sure that there hasn't been a mistake made. So it's a lot of fun, but the good thing is it's a very unique position in the industry, and I get to spend a lot of time with customers travelling around the countryside. I run tag-alongs for our customers. This year we've done the High Country, Hunter Valley, and I took a group up to Cape York earlier this year. So it's a great way to interact. You learn so much about your product from your customers. They'll tell you what, trust me, they will tell you what they do like, and they will tell you what they don't like and how you should build the next one. So it's great information that we always welcome. Now about MDC. MDC was started in 2005, and Vaughan and his wife Melinda made a $5,000 investment to start their own business, and it started out as an eBay company, and very quickly, he's a smart operator, Vaughan, he very quickly started doing well. Then all of a sudden there was these tents that you could put on a box trailer and go camping. Well, he obviously wasn't the only one at the time that discovered it, but he jumped on it quickly and started producing these campers that people could take, and you could fit a family of 8 in them, that sort of thing. And very quickly that started to develop into more. There was the introduction of hard floor campers, rear folds, etc., which had been around. The forward folds were a bit of a jump up, and Vaughan made a very, very smart decision to enter a joint venture partnership with our factory, and what that meant was exclusive product, and that we could actually return all our knowledge, everything we learnt in terms of product improvement, to that factory, and our IP was safe. We didn't have to share it with any competition like the factories that have maybe 10 brands buy from them. It was MDC. So all the innovation, and that came about initially from Vaughan getting in the product, going out there, skinning his knuckles on something and say, well, that doesn't work, let's change that. So, and that's how things moved along. Then came a crossroads. It was, those who've been around the four-wheel drive for a long time would remember the Red Sea with so many brands importing from China, and it was a bloodbath of who could do it cheapest and who could spend the most money with four-wheel drive action and get their product out there and get, you know, Sean and all those guys to say, this is what you've got to buy. And a decision was made to say, well, we're not going to compete on price anymore. We're just going to build a better product than you, and then you try and catch us. We'll see if people want to buy a better product, which has led us to where we are today. Right now, MDC is the second or third largest manufacturer of RV products in Australia, and a lot of work has gone into it to get there, and a lot of really good people. We're very lucky in that we've got some amazing people with industry knowledge that are really enthusiastic and got great ideas on how to move the product and the business forward. We've got branches all around the country now. We have a dedicated product development and QA team and compliance team. So there's a huge thing with the most recent RVSA. They changed the rules on everything, was more detailed. We've now got to register things. You can no longer just tick a box and say, oh yeah, it's engineered. You actually have to show proof. You'd have to supply FEA data that your suspension will stand up to it, which meant we had to build a test chassis, send it down to Melbourne to the government inspectors, it's certifiers for the government. It's a NADA accredited test authority, and they tested it, the brakes, the axles, everything, that it all works. So that was a big change, and we're very lucky to get a key person in that area to come and work for us, and it's been amazing since, which has led us to the range of products that we're able to sell today. I think the steps that have come about over the last 6 years have left me gobsmacked. 7 years ago, we set about dragging the industry by the scruff of the neck, which mainly our nearest competitors We implemented owner manuals. We did the most detailed videos on how to set up and pack up your trailer and how to put your annex up, all that sort of stuff, plus a masterclass series, which is tips and tricks, show you how to change the wheel bearings in your trailer on the side of the road if you have a problem, and all these various things to make using the product easier and provide a greater knowledge base to the customers. The owner manuals went from probably about 43 pages, where the next edition will be something like 200 pages, with more and more information, everything, electrical diagrams, everything an owner could possibly need to know about that trailer will be included in those documents. And it was a great thing. All of a sudden, people were expecting that sort of thing. So the expectation now, when someone walks into to buy a caravan somewhere, is that, well, where's your videos to show us how to set it up? Where's the owner manual? How am I supposed to know how to use this? Because as you can imagine, whether you have a 20-minute or 3-hour handover of your caravan, you hit information overload at about 30 minutes and there's no way to retain it all. So we found it very important to put all this information in front of the customer and let them read it, let them learn. And now we've backed it up with tag-alongs, specific tag-alongs where people that are new to the products jump on. We do a quick weekender. They've got experienced people there that can show them how to set it up, how to use this, how to use that, if they've forgotten what they learnt in the handover or haven't read the owner manual. So it's been a big step, and forcing others to come along on that trip, other competitors and whatnot, is starting to change the face of the industry, which is something we're very, very proud of and we will continue to do. At present, there's over 40,000 MDC products out in the marketplace. In off-road products, we have probably built more off-road campers and caravans than any other company in the world. We've now taken our business to America, which is going really well, and it's great. The places they have to go over there are amazing, and they have the vehicles to tow everything. So now our dealers are starting to get a real roll on there. We're starting to see some amazing content come from the customers in America. So I'm quite jealous. I got to go over there earlier this year, and you go to places like Moab and all through Utah and up through Monument Valley, and you could four-wheel drive for the rest of your life there and not run out of places to go and see. So that sort of inspired me a bit. So again, we're very dedicated to ongoing development of the product, our customer engagement, and we never underestimate the ideas of customers. We've got new features on our caravans that we refer to as customer features, like a drawer on a particular caravan. We call it the Banksy drawer because Mark Banks was the first one to build one for his van, and we said, that's a good idea. You mind if we put that in the vans? He's, nah, great. And it turns out he's now doing tag-alongs and he's taking our customers out and about, showing them how to use their product. We have a big support network. Something that has been a very targeted thing is finding, because you can't have a branch everywhere, it's not feasible. There's been a huge push to find good, reputable repairers and service centres around the country that can take care of warranty work and servicing work and refer our customers to those. If you live in Dubbo, we don't want you to have to bring your trailer to Sydney to get something fixed on it. We want to find someone close to you in Dubbo or wherever you are, Gladstone, all over the country, Townsville. We'll find someone to do it close to you for convenience, and it works well. So it keeps our customers very happy. Most of that we've covered. The MDC and AusRV Owners Group on Facebook. These guys are probably the greatest asset to the business. There's over 20,000 people, members on that Facebook group, and they're the guys that organise our big events like the Big Red Bash. Each year, since 2019, except for COVID, we've joined up with our customers and had as many as 120 vans out on our one site there. So we all camped together. We raised money for the Royal Flying Doctor Service and juvenile diabetes. We have a big cook-up, feed everyone, sell raffle tickets. We've got a lot of very, very generous companies and individuals that throw in for the prizes for the raffles. And it's a huge outing. We try and take a convoy each year. We all meet at Birdsville in the common there. And then on our entry day into the Big Red Bash site, we get all lined up and we'll run a convoy, which might be 120 trailers long, and all file into the event together. And it's great. The organisers have got it all figured out for us. We come in, break into 2 lanes, go to our camp area and set up and have a great time. Next year will be at the Monday Bash. But this group are the most generous and helpful people that you will ever find. If I'm not available, if I'm not watching my Facebook on a weekend and someone has a problem, they get on the group and they'll ask, they say, what do I do about this? Or what am I doing wrong here? And there is a wealth of knowledgeable people that will give them the right answers to what they want to get solved and help them out of trouble, which is fantastic. But, 20,000, and in that group, I would say there's probably 1,000 hardcore brand advocates that are telling everyone that'll listen, hey, these things are great. They're welcoming people to look at their caravans. You often see on the groups, hey, I live in wherever in Tasmania. Does anyone live near here with X trailer? And if someone's got one, they'll say, yeah, come around to my place and have a look. So it's amazing community, and we love it. You could take the owner of the business, Vaughan, to any one of these events, and it's likely he'll know probably about 200 people by face. As soon as he sees them, he knows who they are, and he gets out and he spends time with them. And that's a big part of his R&D, because, as I said, people will tell you what's wrong with your gear, they'll tell you what's right, and again, they'll tell you how to build the next one. So it's good for him to get involved in that. There's a bit of a timeline of the business. But 2005 kicks off, Perth showroom, Sydney, Adelaide, Melbourne, opening showrooms around the country. 2013, 2014, the first XT10. I actually was working for MDC back then, and I remember the first one, and I remember the first XT14 that they produced, which is a bit of a funny story. We took an XT10 and an XT14 to South Australia via Victoria. We were filming for Low Range, and we're in South Australia, and Vaughan says, why don't you do a quick ad for the 14, and we're talking about it. I said, this isn't 14 foot. He says, what do you mean? I said, not 14 foot, look at it. The body's longer than 14 foot. I said, well, where do you measure it from? Well, the front to the back. Put a tape measure, it's 7/8. So all of a sudden we had an XT12 and an XT17, single axle. And they were fantastic. I remember towing that first, it was the prototype, the first 17-foot van ever built, and I was towing it behind a Hilux, and it was amazing. It was the most incredible thing I'd ever towed up in that time, and we skull dragged it all through the Flinders and all over the place, found all sorts of things to drag it over with. Glenn Haddon's, what's that? What are those white cars that old people drive? Land Rovers, that's it. Land Rover Discovery. And yeah, it managed to tow it everywhere. So it was a great trip, and we learnt a lot about the size of caravans. Then 2016, decided to launch the Oz RV range and build high quality full composite caravans in Australia. That was great. They're a beautiful product, well engineered, great finish, and looked amazing. Everything was right about them, but there's that one problem with building caravans in Australia. It costs you about $120,000 to build a $100,000 caravan sometimes. So we ended up offshoring that business, which now we have our Oz RV by MDC range, which is very, very popular. So, we've got some milestones there. Oh, that's right, 2021 we became the third largest in Australia, which was quite exciting. We didn't even have a company announcement. I didn't know until 2023. And 2023 we launched in America, so which, as I said, is going extremely well. And you would be surprised how many Land Cruisers and Tacomas and things are over there. They actually love the cars. And MDC now being over there with small and medium-sized off-road caravans, the Land Cruiser owners are coming out of the woodwork and really supporting the product over there because they're perfect size from to tow. Because, you know, they own a Land Cruiser, they don't want to tow a 35-foot paper mache and plywood caravan through the desert, so they're all looking for MDCs. Now, something that is a bit of a big deal for us, our ISO 9001 accreditation. It's not just our business here in Australia. So with the RVSA, there was a quality component. So a lot of companies that import got the Australian side of their business accredited for ISO. Not for us. It goes all the way to the factory, to the first piece of steel purchased, and right through the business. So to give you an example, Timken bearings, we put in our caravans as standard. We get certificate of authenticity for all those products, because we all know there's a bit of substitution can go on over there. It's the same thing for our steel. We buy all our steel from the biggest mill in Shanghai, and it is 100% guaranteed to be exactly what we've ordered and paid for. So things like that with our ISO, it was actually not that hard to get it because we were doing probably 95% of it anyway through our production engineer who'd been over there for around 12 years anyway. So that worked out. And now we have our RV MAP accreditation. Now, RV MAP is a voluntary program run by the National Association. So you volunteer, you pay to play per caravan, and they come in and they will audit everything. They will go fine-tooth comb every one of your products on compliance. Now, it's great, and there are some marketing advantages of it, but the best thing about it was what we learnt as a manufacturer. It made us improve our product, put things on that we hadn't put previous thought into, even little things like including a jack with every product. So now everything's got a jack in it. They've got dedicated jacking points, etc., etc. We have to have owner manuals, that sort of thing. So the RV MAP was really good for us as a business, and it's a really good way for the Industry Association to support manufacturers Australian-wide. Service centres, as I said, we've found partnership businesses all over Australia. So if you buy an MDC in Sydney or Melbourne and you run into strife in Western Australia, we'll have someone over there that can look at the product and get any repairs or warranty work done. We've got a lot of great business partnerships with, obviously, Timken, Narva, Thetford. All those companies make products that are used right through up to the highest premium brands, whether they're caravans, a $60,000 caravan or a $200,000 caravan. These are the guys supplying all the good products that go into them. And fun. It's got to be fun. We have a ball. We get to Birdsville, we'll leave a week early and go and drive out to Haddon Corner, down through Inaminka and go everywhere, make a bit of content but beat the snot out of the caravans. And when I say beat the snot out of our caravans, I'm not kidding. Since 2019, we have destroyed, I think, 11 Navaras. Mine is the last of the original 28 18 models. Killed a Y62 Patrol, a 200 series, and I think an Isuzu D-Max. And that's all on our R&D and dragging them into tough places and testing the product. And we shoot a bit of film and whatnot, but we are really hard on the gear. But we've never broken one of the caravans on any of these trips. We've bogged them, we've nearly lost them to the ocean, but we have not managed to break one. So when we say we are serious about it, we know what the customer is out there doing. And I'd say at MDC, we've probably, most other off-road brands have maybe got a 5% lunatic factor off-road. We're probably 10 to 15% of people that really go out and drive hard. Now, if you kit your Land Cruiser out to really go to the toughest places, we would expect our product to go there too. So that's why we're so hard on it ourselves, because we want, if anything fails, we want it to fail on us. We don't want our customer base to be the test units for what it takes to break them. We'd rather know ourselves and make sure they don't break when you get one. So it is full on, and we're very serious about it. And I know you don't care that we've killed so many Nissans, but they're cheap, so they're almost disposable at MDC. But, that's about it. Showrooms everywhere. Our motto is escape with confidence. We've also now got an on-road range of caravans, so which is escape more, and that has been a bit of a shake to the industry. Oh my God, MDC got on-road stuff. They got to the third biggest as a one-trick pony with off-road, and now we've got on-road stuff. So you're all welcome to come into our showrooms anytime. Come and check them out, have a look for yourself, see what affordable luxury is all about. We love our product, and we love seeing our customers get out there and use it. Is there any questions? Anyone want to know anything more about what we do? 9 foot. We have 2 9-foot trailers on road, Fort 9 and Fort 9 Plus off-road, which are a rear door with a roof that pops up on an angle. Lots of solar, lithium, all that sort of stuff. Diesel heater, just it doesn't have an air conditioner because there's nowhere to put an underbox one in, and yeah, the slope's a bit steep for an air conditioner. But yeah, they'll go. That's actually been my preferred trailer. I've got one sitting out the back of the shop that's probably done over 15,000 Ks, High Country, Cape, Birdsville. It's been everywhere. It's been a great little trailer. Anyone else? No? All right, well, thank you for your time. Thanks for having me. Much appreciated, and look forward to seeing you out on the tracks.
I was just going to say, it's not every day you hear about a company that cares so much about what their customers think after they bought the product as opposed to before. So it was really great that we could have Steve along tonight. Thank you again.
And just as another point to note, MDC has also taken a full page ad in the TLCC news. So that'll be from the next edition from November, December. So yeah, thanks for the support, Steve and MDC. Treasury report, Mark.
Thank you, Andrew, and good afternoon or evening, everybody. September was a pretty average month for the club. We got in receipts of $12,700, including membership fees and a little bit of magazine advertising. We spent $15,500 in the same month. That was mainly spent on publishing the magazine, some bits and pieces for the education team, fixing up the land, things like that. So as at the end of September, we now have $340,887 in the bank. And as you know, renewals have opened, and thank you to all the people who have renewed. The bank balance is looking very healthy with all the renewal money coming through. So October is also the end of the club's financial year, so that's when we rule off everyone. So the merchandise shop and everyone's busy doing their stock takes and everything. So hopefully we'll finish the year in a positive situation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Can I have a mover and a seconder for the Treasury report? Rob and Anthony Ross. Education, Gary.
Evening, everyone. I'll just run through the courses that have been and the ones that are about to come up. So we had basic driver training in September, Module 1 here at the church, Modules 2 and 3 on the 14th and 15th down at Willaglen. Now, on this particular occasion, we've had a lot of wind down at the property at Willaglen, and there was 4 of us, 4 of the trainers went out. It took us over 2 hours to clear 9 trees. So there's a fair bit of work goes in before the first person goes around and drives around the tracks and that. On the particular weekend, we had 19 new members participate. All of them received their basic driver training certificates from Bob Fife. A good social group, and most of them spent the Saturday night in the shed because it was bitterly cold outside and we had that great big fire going, so that was a good group. The next course we had on the 21st and 22nd of September was a chainsaw course run by Wayne Back and Dave Lamb. We had 14 members in attendance. Normally what we do too is whenever I'm down there myself and I've got running a course, I'll invite everybody out to the Loaded Dog for dinner. So it sort of breaks the ice, people get to know each other, and it also puts a bit of money into the community. And we also buy raffle tickets and things like that, because you can guarantee if you're down at the Loaded Dog, you'll be supporting someone, RFS or somebody. So it's a worthwhile cause, it helps both. So we had 16 members at the Dog for that. The chainsaw course went well, under the tutelage of David and Wayne, and it was pretty good. Now, I've got a short PowerPoint presentation here, courtesy of my personal assistant. So, John, if you'd show that, please. It's about 9 minutes, I think. a tree that's blocked one of our driver training tracks for over 3 years. Always wanted to have a go. Track clear.
Some people stand back.
I can only use spanners and things. So look, this is a great course. It really is. It's always well populated, and I really thank Wayne and David for coming out each year and running it for us. So it's already booked in for next year. So, right, Trip Leaders course. Now this is the one we've already had one early this year, run by Gareth Davies, but he's had some issues, personal issues and things. He's actually damaged his vehicle and things, so he can't run this year's second Trip Leaders course, so we'll run it again next year early. Alan Kidd right now is down at Willaglen. He's just run the HX1 and HX2 HEMA courses down there. He said that it went well, but evidently the HEMA use cloud for storage of data and that, and there was an issue with that, so it did cause some issues, but he said he had 9 people Saturday and 2 on Sunday, and he feels that the course went quite well. Okay, next basic driver training, October. Module 1 will be here on the 15th of October. Modules 2 and 3 down at Willaglen, 19th and 20th. The auto electrical course, 26th and 27th of October. This is on at the same time as Brian's got a working bee down there, but we can cohabit quite well, I think. The course filled within half an hour, and there's about 8 to 10 on the waiting list. I've got 2 husband and wife groups who are going to share and do things together, so that means I'll have 12 on the Saturday for the course. Towing course. Now this is normally run by Ian and Robin Moggs. Now some of you may know that Ian's not very well at present and he's deferred the course, and I've asked Alf Johnson, because he was the one that used to do it before Ian. Alf's going to run it with Jim Waters, and our John Ferguson down the back, he's all going to come out of retirement and run it as well. So thank you to those 3 for running it, so we didn't have to drop the course. But I will be looking for someone next year to run the course again if Ian's not up to it. Driver training generally, we've just bought some new handheld UHF radios. The ones that we had for the new members were a cheaper brand, and they kept failing and not working very well and breaking and that, so we've purchased 8 of those, courtesy of our treasurer, thank you. And the driver training tracks too, treasurer again. Mark was down there with Peter Murphy and Tony Scott, sorry, and the Cosgrove, Peter and Dave and Robbie, isn't it? Dave and Robbie Cosgrove, and they did some repair work. Our tracks are getting so heavily used down there now that we need to do a bit more constant work on them, and because of rain and things like that, we haven't been able to. So Mark managed to get a weekend down there where we were able to do some repairs and things, so I'll be checking them out this weekend, okay? All right, now I've got a request here from Ian Moggs. Ian has borrowed a set of DVDs, Back of Beyond. Now that sounds like a Tom Cruise type of set of, because the video, Back of Beyond, he borrowed them from a member. He doesn't know who that member is and he wishes to give them back. So if it's anyone here, please either let me know or get in contact with Ian. He has them ready for collection. Okay, that's it for education, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Gary. Promotions, Jason.
Thanks, Andy. In my hurry to get organised tonight, I forgot my little, I actually had a speech written out, so that's quite terrible of me. But the main one is going to be in relation to the four-wheel drive show. A lot of the members that are present here, I'd like to thank you for coming along and assisting, promoting the club. Now, off the top of my head, I believe it was 12 fully paid memberships we acquired over the weekend, which is quite an achievement. There is someone I'd like to mention in particular, Rob Alexander, for your setting up and then your assistance with tear down, collecting everything beforehand, taking it back the following day. You've gone above and beyond, mate, and obviously in the years past and for myself this year, it couldn't be done without you. So thank you so much. Thank you, Rob. And just a little one as well for our wonderful secretary there, Cole Morby, always, again, going above and beyond and doing everything to get it all done. And Andy as well, thank you for getting it all organised with Lisa in the background. It wouldn't have happened without the assistance of you guys and, as I've mentioned, everybody else. All your names will be mentioned when it comes to the presentation at the end of year. Beyond that, I believe all up memberships that we received that could be accredited to what we did over the weekend, I think it was around 17, which is pretty impressive. So, you know, well done to everyone for that. I did have the opportunity to go out and have a chat with some prospective advertisers. I'm in a little bit of a chat with a couple of those at the moment to see what we can do, but things are looking pretty good on that side of things. Apart from that, that's all I've got. So have a nice night, everyone.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. And obviously just a reminder of promoting the club, and also there's actually a box of magazines of the current issue at the back there. Should anyone want to help drop them around mechanics or doctor's surgeries or whatever, there's a box there, and I can share another 20 boxes with you if you want more. Social Director's report is an apology for Debbie, but just a reminder that the club social events, so we got coming up Halloween at Coolandilly, Christmas for kids at Coolandilly, and also the adult Christmas party, plus the club's 55th. They're all social events put on by the club, subsidised by the club for the benefits of members. So I encourage people to book to those and to attend those. Land Manager Report, Brian.
Evening, everyone. It's been very busy since the last meeting, which was 5 weeks ago now. We've knocked over 3 working bees, 2 at Coolandilly, 1 at Willow Glen, plus a track weekend at Willow Glen. So it's sort of all happening in the land space at the moment. Works we did over those weekends at Willow Glen, there's a bit of general maintenance. As mentioned previously, we've opened up a driver training track, which was closed for some time in conjunction with the chainsaw course and some road building and cutting back of the bushes to stop pinstriping. We did a bit of silt barrier cleaning, and the track works that were done, the proof and the pudding will be on that this weekend to see how that's gone. And the next working bee is Saturday week, the 26th, 27th of October, to spruce the property up a little bit, ready for the 55th. And if the auto electric people don't behave themselves, we're doing the mowing and whippersnipping around the shed over the weekend as well. At Coolandilly, over the past 2 months, we have done K1 and K2 track maintenance. We've cleared debris from the area on the river where we put the pump in, so we can now access the river and the pickup point again. We've finished bird proofing, or hopefully finished bird proofing the shed. We've put the netting up along the back wall. And while we had the equipment down there, we also pulled all the louvers out and cleaned those. Though it's that bright in the shed now, you need to wear your sunglasses in there. As a result of clearing out the debris, there's now piles of firewood around that can be used by members. It might still be a bit green and wet, but there is piles of it there. You need to split it. It's just in logs at the moment. We're not getting too carried away and spoiling you that much. We've collected a whole stack of large rocks and put them near the walking bridge, ready for future works there. You may be aware at the June flood, the river washed the bridge back out to the foundations, so we've done a temporary fix to stop anything, or hopefully the bridge not washing away, and now we've collected materials from the property so that we can make a more permanent fixture there to hopefully keep the bridge where we want it. We also did some hazard reduction around the shed area, We've weed sprayed and mowed, and other general maintenance over the property. So I thank everyone for coming down and helping with that at both working bees. We've had new faces, which is absolutely fabulous, and hopefully they'll start to become regulars, and other new faces are always welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian, and thanks for all the working bee attendees who come down there to assist the club. Alan Kidd's an apology, but I do have a report. So since the last meeting, we have 27 new members, made up of a Ranger, a HD55, an Isuzu, a 90 series, a 76 series, a Hilux, MUX, LC200, a GR Sport, 200 series, 100 series, 105 series, 78 series, a Ranger, a Pajero, a Prado, a Pajero, a Colorado, a Hilux, an 80 series, FJ Cruiser, LC300, 200 series, Prado, Hilux, Prado, 200 series, Amarok, Prado and a Hilux. So basically we have at the moment 918 total members. 203 members are renewed, and the treasurer, if you don't renew, is going to be up you like a rat up a drain pipe. So, and we have 280 people who are email only recipients. My only comment with the email only recipients, just think if you get the TLCC news, you don't open it, you don't read it, you get sent the link, just think about, do you actually need the printed copy? It's probably our most expensive thing we do for the club. Send Jason an email or myself, and we can take you off the list. You will still get the email copy. All of those old copies from about the past 10 years, EMAG, are on the member zone. Should you go on a holiday, you want to share them with a friend, you can just download one of those onto your iPad or whatever. That's very, very simple to do. So club is ticking along nicely. Renewals, obviously, as Mark said, are also open at the moment. So that was Alan's report. For Drive Activities Coordinator, Peter.
Evening, everybody. Congratulate yourselves. There are 8 trips currently on the website. November's looking a little bit thin, so if anybody wants to volunteer to run trips in November, that'd be awesome. Of the trips that are up there, there is only positions at the moment available on 2 of the hard trips, and that's the Yarwell weekend of wheeling, and Kurt, who's here tonight, his trip, Trails of High Adventure, G's Arm South out at Weenie Creek, which would be a good day out. The trips that were run since the last meeting, the Turon via Action Direct that Jamie Turnley led, the Simpson Desert Bike Race, which 3 of our members went on. I think there's a trip report for Dennis, yeah? Thank you. Bumped into Snowy, a lot of people know Snowy, the Simpson Desert people bumped into Snowy out there as well. Steve Evans, one of the driver trainers, organised that. Unfortunately, he didn't get to go himself. Greg Norris's Lost City trip was run. A trip report that for next meeting will be upcoming. The Andrew Allen's Barrington Tops trip, 2 convoys. Would like to thank Hugh Peterson for Peterswold, get it right, for assisting with the second convoy on that one. And that's pretty much all I've got to say tonight. We do need new trips. You don't have to have done the Gareth's course to do it. I think Gareth's course has been very valuable to us in getting trips off the ground. But so next year when he's available again, try and jump on that. Yeah, if you need hands with ideas for a trip or you want to run a trip, please get in touch with me and I'll try and help you make it happen. Dennis, if you want to jump up with the trip report, that'd be Great. No, behind. Going. Good. Apparently Sue wanted to say some words. Sue wanted to say some words about it as well, I think. Is that right? Sue here? No.
I've got a Simpson one, but not the Barrington Tops one.
Okay. Yeah.
Evening all. Right, well I was one of the participants for the Simpson Bike Challenge. I got back last Thursday. 4 TLCC members went. It started with 6 but it got down to 4. I went a week early with another gentleman who lives up in Port Macquarie and travelled around a bit. First went up to a little place called Pillinger in the national park, and they've got sculptures in the scrub, and I found that very interesting. About a 2-hour walk around the bush, barbecue area, camping area there. Then further on we went up to the hot springs again. After our walk, that was good, and had a bit of a swim in the hot pools there, 37 degrees. We took the Dowling track started from Burke up to Hungerford. There we found out that strong winds were coming along and strong rains, so right across Australia, so that was a bit of a concern. So we made a quick trip up to Birdsville, and it only took 2 days to go across. We actually also helped support a young gentleman from Belgium. He was working at Mount Dare, and he's been riding a push bike around Australia, worked in Mount Dare for about 8-9 months, and he gave it a go. So we gave him a hand. When we got to Birdsville, we also travelled up to Old Indado and had a look at the Old Indado homestead there. I'm sure quite a few members have been there, have had scones and tea with Molly Clark, she was really keen to make that a bit of a tourist attraction up there. She passed away in 2012. House is still in the original condition, the phone that still works there. Unfortunately, they're running out of money and there's no water there at the moment. But from there, we actually picked up Sue, we called her Troopy Sue, from Lambert Centre. Came back to Mount Dare, picked up our bike rider and met all the riders and support crews and other volunteers at Perny Bore, which is where the race started. Now this race, I don't know if you've heard of it, it's been around since 1987. Snowy Goulding, who's a club member, he's been doing it for 10 or 12 years. He's actually what calls the sweep. So we met him there. I was Italian Charlie, so my job was make sure nobody got left behind and pick up the 120 odd signs. So they put signs every 5 kilometres, like 5, 10, 15 kilometre markers, right up to about 75 kilometres for the bike riders, plus turn left, turn right arrows. So I was out of my car for 500 kilometres every 5 kilometres. So yeah, a bit of a busy boy. The other club members were medics and also at the water stations. They had 3 water stations there. Again, maybe 30 kilometres, then the 50 kilometre, then the 70 kilometre before the 80, 90. They were very important because, again, at this time of the year, temperatures ranging from 30 up to 41 degrees. Sand was pretty firm most of the time, a bit loose on the tops. It had a bit of rain. Weather was of a concern when we were there. People actually came up the Oldendale track, were bogged there for a couple of days. Heard stories of caravans being bogged there. But they had about 23 riders all up this year. Last year they had 12 and potentially about 40 odd vehicles. Sounds a lot, but I was in the second crew, so the first crew were up at 4:30 in the morning. They would take off at 4:30, 5 o'clock with all the water for the water stations. There's a doctor on board as well, a couple of doctors there as well, so all the riders, before they started the race at 6 o'clock, they got weighed in, and then they had to get weighed at the end of that section to make sure they weren't getting too dehydrated. So they did a morning run and an afternoon run. So again, people were up before sunrise and people weren't packing up until sunset. So it was a very busy time there. So that was a lot of fun. Age group range from a 70-year-old gentleman who finished 100%. And as a general rule, maybe half will actually finish the race, the whole 5 days. And there's a young lady of 60 years of age. She won the ladies section very, very well, unbelievable. It was really good to see. So they finished in Birdsville, have a bit of a run through there, they have a dinner there. So again, they do it every year. And if people wanting to do it, it's actually for raising funds for the Royal Flying Doctor Service. Since 1987, I read an article that they've raised something like $315,000 for it. There were a couple actually driving past Perney Ball when we were camped there, and I heard that her husband actually had to be airlifted by the Royal Flying Doctors the following day, so they certainly do a great service. Anyway, got a couple of pictures there for you, just plain ones. Okay, thanks.
Thanks very much, Dennis. Is Trippy Sue here? Or? No. Okay, I thought she had something to say about that. Anybody else got anything from trips they've done in the last? No? Okay. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thanks, Peter. General business from the members.
Good evening. How do I do that? Good evening, everybody. I just want to remind you that in addition to the clothing and things for your head, and things for this bits, we have things that you might want to put on your car. So we have this, right, Richard? We have the metal badge that you can put on your car, bumper bar or bull bar or somewhere like that. They sell for $25. The Katie Regent used to make these signs for us. She's stopped making them, and I've stuck it on a bit of rubber so you can actually see what it looks like. I've had one of these on the front of our car since we joined the club, and it's been there now for 13 odd years. It's only just now, and it's under the sweep of the wiper blades, it's only just now starting to show signs of getting a little tired. They come in this size, or maybe a little bit bigger, all the way down to that size. Now, it doesn't look like much because it's got tape on it, but I don't want to peel it off because then I will wreck it. And they sell for almost nothing. Almost nothing. Almost. And then we have the lapel badge, which you can put on your suit, coat, or your hat, or anyone else that you'd like to promote the club. These sell for $7. Thank you.
Any other general business from the members? No. General business from committee. Colin? Greg? Mark? Peter? Gary? Brian? Jason? And me. The only things I have is just a reminder for the 55th anniversary at Willow Glen, and also copies of the TLCC news. And now I'll pass over to Sargeant at Arms. It's Leslie.
Steve Zammit, our wonderful guest, would you like to come up and draw the tickets for our raffle, please? How are we all tonight? All keen to find some prizes?
Nothing going to bite you?
No? Oh, you never know. What have we got?
We have D70. What colour is that?
Green, D70. Yes?
D70, yes. 70.
Green, D70. Woohoo! Congratulations, Katie. Yep, that's correct. Choose away. We've got a stainless steel fire pit, 37-piece picnic set, flyaway fan, headlamp, and a 12-volt electric blanket. Be careful, it's heavy. And get your photograph taken with Jason. Thanks, Steve. Congratulations, Katie. And we'll draw another one.
Right, so
black-ended ticket, C71.
C71 black ticket, C71. Black ticket, C71, congratulations. Thanking you.
That's right.
Fabulous. Choose whatever you want. So electric blanket, 37 piece. It's got your plates, your cutlery. It's all in a canvas bag. It's your choice, whatever you want. I'll just get your photos. We hop in with the sponsor and let's draw another one. Congratulations.
Oh, another black one.
Black C45. Black C45. Oh, congratulations, Darren. Thank you. Choose what, that's 3 left. Oh, absolutely. And I've got to thank Cheryl Mead for donating that prize. Cheryl and Phil Mead. Green, D36. Oh, congratulations. We're down to this Spinifex flyaway fan or the headlamp. I'll just chuck it over here and get a photograph together, gentlemen. And lucky last. Let's see who's going to win this one. It's a green D78. D78 green. Redraw. Redraw. Okay, so we're going to do a redraw. Another green ticket, and it's D20. D20. Ah, congratulations, Anthony. You'll be able to see in the dark now. Congratulations.
And the choice is?
Thank you, everybody who buys raffle tickets.
Thanks, Leslie, and congratulations to all the lucky winners. Just a reminder, the next TLCC general meeting is not here. It is at ARB Thornlea, all right? So if you come here, you'll be having a meeting with yourself in the car park. And yeah, there'll be some correspondence go up on the website. Some of it's already there. John will place a booking form within the next 48 hours. So we just need people to book for catering purposes. So, and we'll also send an email blast or watch on the club's Facebook channel. I declare the meeting closed. Thanks everyone. Have a safe trip home.